Hey guys, Architect Michael Huber. I hope everyone is well and safe. We're supposed to have about 8 inches. Looks like it's starting to come down now. 8 inches of snow overnight, which I like much better than the 1 inch kind of nuisance snows. So yeah, we'll be hopefully watching a movie, a little fire. Tonight should be kind of nice. And then a lot of shoveling tomorrow. But I wanted to give you an update on a project. This is the Otchipwe residence, named because that's the street it's on, but the property's on. But we kind of put this one on hold over the summer months. Everyone was busy, including the owner or client. And so we are gearing it back up again because it will go under construction next summer. So we wanted to take a step back and reevaluate, the plans, the volumes, the materials, all that sort of stuff, just to double check where we had left off and to get all of us back into the project. So again, if you go back in the video archives, you can see where we had left off. So right now there's just some small iterations, again, so that we all could have a discussion and see where the refinements needed as we move forward. So here's a partial site plan. Again, there's a lot of acreage. This road goes way out, but we're zooming into the site proper here. So we've got a driveway coming in. You see, originally we were thinking here, but we're shifting it around these cherry trees. So you get a glimpse of the home, which is here, built into this hillside, so that the main level, which is up a floor, you can actually step out onto a patio space. It didn't want any decks. But then also, they'd like to have a large workshop space. He's an engineer, loves to putz around. And so you can see that's a dominant building. So we created the circular drive where we could have some solar array or plantings or sculpture, something to help shield that building as you move around. But here's where the garage is and the entry is to the home. So if we look again, kind of where we left off, there's been some tweaks here. Basically, we have 3 buildings. This garage, bedroom area, living building, connected by these link pieces. So the lower level, again, like I said, is the entry and family room, utility space. On the main floor plan, you come up the stairs, we've got the large main bedroom, bath, and we're still evaluating the bath. We've done some other concepts for that to try to make it a little less, felt a little clunky to us. And then the main living, dining space. And then the upper level, which floats over the bedroom below, you come up the steps. We've got a kids' playroom with flanking bedrooms, a combined bath, a little study area, and there'll be a loft above that. So what we did is, again, reevaluate these plans, look for tweaks, like we're doing some adjustments, as I mentioned, in the main bath, main bedroom space. There's some form adjustments I'll talk about in a little bit that impact some of these interior spaces as well. And then we're thinking about materiality. I know that they want some exposed concrete walls on the interior on that lower level. And so we're looking at using the T-mass product, but to what extent? That's where you've got concrete insulation and concrete. So you don't need to fur anything out. The insulation's within that foundation wall to get that look. And then also a SIPS panel system, a structural insulated panel system. So in essence, the walls will be built off-site, brought in, and then assembled on-site. And we're looking at 8-inch thick, so it'll be very well insulated. So we're starting to think through those types of things also. All right, so if we let's see. So if we look at the lower level. So here's an interior start of a 3D model of the interior. We've got the garage and then this entry. What I wanted to do is just show them, extrude this out, and just show them the areas without them having any input, basically. But so as you come in, we've got a sliding door to close off the mudroom area, an area of display. Maybe we do some patterning in the floor that, you know, draws your eye towards the stair and into the family room area. We splayed these walls here and here to reflect some splaying on the exterior, which I'll show you in a minute. Bring some of that form to the interior. Wine brewing area with maybe a window to some of that fermenting station, and then can bring some taps right out of that room. But then the family room area, you know, how is the TV going to be placed in here? A workout room, bathroom. Do we want areas of accent? You know, I'm showing wood or, you know, bold color. Here I'm just showing black. So again, a lot of this is just placeholder for discussion, but we can actually now start to spin around in 3D and start to feel how the space will look. For the next meeting, what I'm going to primarily work on, Matt is going to be working on getting these construction drawings started to start to think through the systems and connections, etc. Where I'm going to, I just want to focus on the stair design, because the stair, they want to be more of a centerpiece, really sculptural. You know, is it a floating stair? Is it, I don't know. So anyway, that's going to be kind of fun, and so that's right there. Again, this was just extrude that lower level so we can start to think about it in terms of volume, but also finishes. Did the same thing for part of the main level. And so here's the bedroom building, and here's the living space. And in the kitchen, you know, they wanted that double island, little office area, big sliding door. And she is a very accomplished musician. So we got a baby grand in here, but she plays the cello, I believe. And so this was another placeholder. I said, hey, this door could be an abstract reference to music. This is obviously a literal treble clef, but maybe we explode that and do some patterning. And she got real excited about that idea and might actually take that on as her own little project to develop this door. But then this office niche, which can overlook people come in, and that side of the property is, you know, equally as beautiful as well. But again, this is just to start to let them see the volume, think about the volume, you know, accents of paint, accents of, you know, elements that might bring the scale down over the dining is what the thought process was here. We went with linear windows. What does that look like? We also looked at having, you know, is the ceiling wood, and do we have beams in here? That type of stuff. So they, you know, again, this is me. They haven't reacted to any of this yet, other than when I presented it to them. But it's a lot easier to, you know, react to something you see to get feedback versus just talking about things. So, like I said, a lot of this is just me doing stuff for discussion purposes. One thing I'm gonna try to do. There's a newer company in town called Dream Trace, where they'll take the SketchUp model, and they have a big warehouse space, and they'll import that. And then we can actually go there with the client, put on goggles, and walk around this big warehouse while we're inside of these spaces. So we may do that just more for fun, probably, than actually figuring something out. But if we do that, I'll keep you posted on that as well. All right. So again, looked at plans, getting started on some of the interior stuff, and then looked at the exterior as well. All right, so here's the site. Here are those trees, the drive coming in. And again, we want to try to place the home and shop realistically. So this is realistically in the actual site, so we can see how grades would work. So this is where we currently are at. So we've got the 3 buildings. They really want it all to be believe it or not, metal on the exterior. So we've got metal roofing, we've got metal siding, and then we've got the concrete, exposed concrete or T-mass base. And so we're looking at having a horizontal metal panel for the primary portions of the wall. We've got horizontal windows now we're adding in here. But then the upper portion and accents, like at the links, will be a longboard product, which is a metal but wood kind of stamped product, because that's a lot easier where we've got these triangles than trying to fabricate metal panels. The longboard can be cut and cased or trimmed, so it'll look a lot better. One of my earlier concepts I had shown them, this idea of having that 90-degree angle of the roof and angling that wall, and at first like, it's a little too out there, but luckily we took a break over the summer and it grew on them. So we're actually going to look at doing this, which I like because it's very simple, but there's some expression to it and some uniqueness to it without being over the top. But we'll probably end up cantilevering that out to over the foundation to give it some more dimension. We've got these sunshades here because in this model I can actually play with it in the actual months and times a day, so we can see how much shading we're getting. Here's as you approach, you can see this is just a placeholder for the shed building, but it'll take on similar forms to the main house. We've got the garage, the entry here. We're also looking at, I know this is hard to tell, but looking at this corner, having some of the panels maybe thicker than the main feel of the house, just to add some depth and texture to the facade. And then the upper level children's bedrooms, we're looking at maybe on this one having a bay to break up this facade. On this side, maybe we actually, we're stuck in the trees. Pull out the corner to add some dimension to that upper level, which I think helps actually. And we moved another service entry to this link piece versus having people coming, the main entry being in and out from the living room, which could be a dirty nightmare sometimes. And they do have a couple dogs, so having this little mudroom space off of the patio seemed to make sense as well. So so that's where we're at looking at standing seam, not only as the roof but as part of the bump, carrying that to the hat over the garage, because too much of this longboard would be too much. So all right, so anyway, that's an update on that project. Thanks for following along and watching the video, and we'll continue to update as we move forward. So as usual, thanks for watching.